On October 31st, 2025, unexpected floods hit Kampala city, causing significant damage to business operating in basements and lower-level buildings in downtown Kampala. Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja inspected the area and promised compensation to all traders affected by the tragedy. However, to date, none of the affected traders have received this compensation. Approximately 4 months after the devastating floods, another heavy downpour hit the city yesterday, triggering floods in Uganda's capital that affected motorists, traders and pedestrians, causing losses and traffic disruptions on different roads. We returned to the affected areas to assess the situation and found traders struggling to salvage what remains of their merchandise. Some were using flood water to clean their items, while others were removing damaged goods. They expressed disappointment and frustration, stating that they have little hope of receiving compensation given that they received nothing after similar floods last year.
The floods hit us last year, and since then, we have never received the compensation we were promised.
The problem comes from Nachivubo Channel that was constructed by HAM, because before its construction, water could not flood in our businesses.
What was supposed to be done was to expand this Nachivubo drainage channel. If this wasn't done, then they had to reassess the area to find the exact problem.
KCCA spokesperson Daniel Nwabine blamed the problem on architectural flaws of some arcades.
We had some buildings like Totala, like French Plaza, like Quadicel, like Nabukera buildings that had issues with water stagnating in there or entering into their basements and destroying property. Unfortunately, these are the same buildings in the previous rains that had challenges. But we issued an order, we issued an instruction to them to avoid having people in the basements. Why? Because this is a lowland, this is a swampy area, and the nature of their construction is such that when water comes from the uplands, for example, Nakasero, Namirembe, Makerere, it ends up in the catchment areas or the lowermost point of Kampala, which is along Allen and Sebana roads.
What is KCCA's plan to compensate the affected business people?
The compensation in regards to the damage that was orchestrated by the 29th September 2025 flash floods, we made a tally of those that were affected, forwarded the list to the Honorable Minister in charge of Kampala, who in turn forwarded it to the Prime Minister's office, the Department of Disaster Preparedness, and we are waiting for feedback from there to establish what is going to be done or what support is coming to the affected citizens.
By the time we left the scene, efforts to drain the flood water and restore affected areas were underway by both the city authorities and the traders.